Wow, really? I'll have to give it a try sometime.
Sure, you can borrow mine as long as you give it back.
Hey, Mizuki.
Tetsu!
Sorry I kept you waiting. Are you ready to go? I guess this is the first time in a while that we've all had dinner together, huh? We should give Show's dad a call, too.
Leave it to me. I'll give you guys a meal to remember. Just sit back and relax.
Oh, man. It's morning already? You must be beat from keeping watch all night. I can handle it now. You need to get some rest.
It's okay. I'm not tired yet. Besides, I can't transform. What am I good for if I don't do this, huh?
Come on, Show.
Hey, guys, why don't you come down and get your breakfast?
Wow! I wasn't expecting this much.
If we hadn't been in such a rush, I could have brought more.
What, are you kidding me? This is fantastic!
Well, don't be shy. Everyone help yourself.
Murakami, I have a question. You mentioned some secret about the Guyver. You mind elaborating? I was in Kronos myself for a while, but there's still a lot of things I don't know.
All right, then. If you think you're ready, I'll tell you everything I know. The truth behind the Guyver units, the creators and the Zoonoids, including the truth behind humankind itself. There was a race of alien creatures who came to Earth from far beyond our galaxy, the creators. We know now that they manipulated the Earth's ecosystem over the course of several billion years in an attempt to give rise to a very specific kind of life form. They needed something with high intelligence, strong survival instincts, and the ability to adapt to any environment. A fearsome, aggressive life form meant to serve as a weapon. After countless years, a creature that could serve as a base for that life form was created. And those creatures were us. All of humankind.
You expect me to buy that? You're telling us that we're nothing but a bunch of living weapons created by some alien race? That's what people are?
It was difficult for me to accept as well, but it's true.
Now that you mention it, Guyot talked about the exact same thing. That we were all made as the basis for a series of bioweapons.
It makes sense. After all, human history is built on conflict. We seem to have a powerful inclination towards war and brutality. Perhaps we're subconsciously fulfilling our purpose.
What's going on here? It's like they don't even care. How can they just sit there and talk about this like it's nothing? It's sick. They've lost their minds. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm the one who's losing it.
You see, the Zoonoids are just normal humans who have been optimized for combat. Optimization is the process of artificially inducing genetic mutations in order to create a new form, or augment a specific ability. Human attributes allow for the possibility of transformation from the default into a secondary form. However, all Zoonoids are subject to the will of the Zoolords. Like Yo and Barkus, they can command large numbers of Zoonoids through psychic manipulation.
And you have the same powers, because you are a prototype for Guyot's Zoolord form.
That's correct. I was able to use those powers to destroy the Enzyme 2s, even if I couldn't break Barkus's psychic control over them. Just as Zoonoids are forced to submit to the Zoolords, the Zoolords are genetically programmed to demonstrate absolute obedience to the creators. But now, it's all history. In the end, humans were never used in combat. Shortly after completing their experiment, the creators departed from the Earth. Perhaps some interstellar war that they were involved in had drawn to a close. Or perhaps they were influenced by some outside force. Unfortunately, their intentions have been buried beneath the sands of time. Scarcely had it been created when mankind was abandoned before its true purpose could be realized. Left without the guiding hands of the creators, optimized zoonoids crossbred with normal humans, and bit by bit, their legacy faded away. But there's still a chance that some of them survived. The monsters spoken of in folklore throughout the world may have been the descendants of those very zoonoids.
Then what about the Guyvers? We already know that they're organic weapons. Were they created using humans as a base, too?
No, they're different.
Huh?
Originally, the Guyvers were to be used by the creators.
Creators?
Believe it or not, they were standard equipment. As you know, the Guyver unit fits itself to its host body, then optimizes their conditioning and enhances their physical capabilities. Even if the creators had been a group of many different alien races, the units would be able to adapt to each of their needs. It may be the most versatile weapon ever created. And then the creators had an idea. What if they equipped a human being with a Guyver unit? They were probably interested to see what would happen if two different living weapons were combined. It was like a game to them. However, they got far more than they bargained for. The bio-boosted human exhibited power that was hundreds of times greater than when the creators themselves donned the unit. But what was more terrifying to them than anything else was the fact that the Guyver unit freed its host from their mental control. They had accidentally created a monster far more powerful than the zoonoids that was no longer subject to its master's commands. The creators called it abnormal, non-standard, out of control, or in their language, Guyver. Their curiosity led them to discover something even more terrifying. If a Zoolord were to equip one of the Guyver units, it'll become a super being with a power far surpassing that of the creators themselves.
That's incredible.
That may be why the creators suddenly abandoned the planet. They were running away. Everything else I've told you is based on information Professor Yamamura and Kronos procured from various ruins throughout the world. However, the last piece about Zoolords equipping the Guyver units is most likely a secret even to Kronos. Other than myself, the one man who may know is Richard Guyot.
Guyot knows.
Then that must mean his goal is to...
Right. He wants to have a Guyver unit of his own. Then he'll use it to destroy the other Zoolords. He'll rule this world with the power of a god.
Good news. I finished the analysis, and the results indicate that the unit does possess the properties you spoke of.
Really? Is that so?
Indeed. But I'm afraid I will require more time in order to determine how we're going to execute the specifics of the operation.
Attend to it immediately, and tell no one of your findings.
Of course.
Listen, you must ensure that Dr. Barkus doesn't suspect anything. I have a feeling that old man is catching on to my plan. I bet he really came to Japan to keep an eye on me. If Yamamura knew the secret of the Guyver units, then I'm sure the test subject also knew. And that's why they targeted me in the first place. Murakami knows too much. If he opens his mouth at the wrong time, Barkus might learn the truth. If that happens, I'm finished. Why does this have to happen now? I'm so close. Just a little while longer and I'll be able to separate a Guyver unit from its host. It can be done. I'm sure of it. But first, I have to deal with him. He's a threat as long as he lives. I have no choice but to take matters into my own hands and eliminate him personally.
Mizuki?
I just need to take a little walk, okay?
All right, but don't go too far.
I can't take this anymore. I've had enough of those crazy stories. I feel like I'm losing my mind. How can Tetsuro and Sho keep a straight face in a situation like this? How can they act like this is all right? It's like they don't even care. I can't take it. I just want to go home. I want to go home.
Once Guyot discovered the secret behind the Guyver units, he feared that the other Zoolords would find out too. so he eliminated every member of the staff that was involved in the study of the units. However, Professor Yamamura escaped his notice, since he was only a private advisor for one of the staff members. He corresponded with the other researchers, soon discovering that the unit in question was actually an object that he'd uncovered in the ruins at Mount Minakami several years earlier. If someone were to obtain the unit, the professor knew they would have enough power to oppose Kronos. It was the only way to stand up to their strength. But the only problem is, it could fall into the hands of Guyot or the other Zoalords.
I see. That's why the Zoalord test subject sided with the professor. You wanted to finish off Guyot before he had the chance to obtain one of the Guyver units.
But we failed. The team of Zoalords overpowered us before we could put up much of a fight. I had the fewest injuries, so the professor and the others gave their lives to protect me, while I escaped to the desert above. With Kronos thinking I was dead, I returned to Japan and used my connections as a journalist to track their movements. I had been searching leads on the Guyver units when I found that they were actually right under my nose. I knew that Guyot would be coming for the units, so I had to get to them first. I would secure all three, then equip one myself, and launch an attack on Kronos. It was a mission that I alone had been entrusted with. But then, it all slipped out of my control. I'm sure you know how the rest of the story goes. By the time I caught up to the units, it was too late. All three of them had been unleashed, and one of them had been lost forever.
But wait! If all three units have already found hosts, then we shouldn't have to worry about Guyot getting his hands on one anymore. So in a way, the problem has already been taken care of, right?
I wish that were the case.
What's wrong?
I was just thinking, Miski's been gone a while.
Yeah, I guess she has, huh?
It's no surprise. All of this has come as quite a shock to her.
Yeah, I can't really blame her for getting upset. She kind of got hit with a lot of things at once. I guess we should have told her about all this stuff sooner, huh? What's up?
I'm going to see if I can find her.
Show can be pretty predictable sometimes.
Murakami!
What's the matter?
It's him.
He's here, right behind us!
Good morning, gentlemen.
Gil!
Well, I'll be damned. The commander decided to show up after all. This is getting very interesting.
So it's you. You're the test subject that got away.
That's right. We meet at last.
Richard Guyot.
Just as I expected. Good work, Captain. For now, I'd like you to stay hidden and await further orders.
As you wish, sir. Understood.
Patience, Richard. There's no need for you to get so worked up over a mere test subject. If my suspicions are right, Murakami will be the least of your worries.
Arrogant fool! Do you really think a miserable little prototype like you can stand up to the real thing? I'll show you the power of a true Zoalord! What's the matter? Lost your nerve? You're not giving up already, are you?
Guyver Bio-Boost! Who said anything about giving up? Actually, I'm glad you came. You saved us the trouble of going all the way to Relic's Point to finish you off.
If nothing else, it seems that your tongue is as sharp as ever. But let's not be too hasty, Akito. I brought these two gentlemen to keep you entertained.
Enzyme 2, huh?
Listen up, you contemptuous traitor. I'll personally tear the control metal from your pathetic carcass after these two finish
Not
you
gonna
off.
happen, Guyot. I have the powers of a Zoalord just like you. I'll send you to hell even if I have to drag you there myself.
Come on. She's gotta be around here somewhere, doesn't she? Now where... Hey! What the heck are you doing all the way out here? Did you get lost? Everyone's worried about you. Come on, let's go.
Go away. I just want to go home.
Hold on, Misky, wait! Wait!
I said leave me alone. I'm going home, all right?
Hey, what's gotten into you? What's wrong?
Think about it for a second, Sho.
Misky,
I was attacked by monsters, kidnapped and locked up. I find out you and Mikishima are practically monsters yourselves. And then you tell me that humans are nothing but tools made for some alien war? Enough is enough! Why, Sho? Why is all of this happening to us, huh? What did we do to deserve all this suffering? Just a few weeks ago, we were nothing but normal high school students. Why did everything have to fall apart? It's not fair. Why? Tell me why! I want my life back. Like before. Sho.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Misky. It's all my fault for getting you guys involved in this. I'll do something. I promise I'll make it better somehow. Come on, let's get back to the others, okay?
Okay.
If I could just fire off my Mega Smasher, I could take them both out in one shot. But they're way too fast. They'd tear me up while I was charging my energy.
Is that the best you can do? Pathetic! Here, let me show you how it's done. Well, what do you think of my gravity bullets? Rather effective, even at only 20% output.
Damn it.
Insolence!
Murakami!
No!
Looks like the end of the road for you. It was fun, but playtime's over. Don't despair. Consider it an honor to die at the hands of a true Zoa Lord. Damn! Out of time since I pulled them out before their optimizations were complete.
Makishima, go!
Right! You're finished, Guyot! I was only able to fire from one side, but there's no way he could survive a direct hit like that. Whoa. Oh.
You dirty son of a bitch.
How?
Now you've really pissed me off, you filthy maggots. Prepare to be annihilated. I'll send every last one of you to hell!
Sho, wait, isn't that...
No, the others are still up there.
soul gone mad with bitterness, a wounded heart lamenting a harsh reality. He must protect Mizuki. Pierced by the twisted arm of a zoonoid, traces of kindness flash through Sho's dying heart. With all of his strength, he cries, Guyver, once more. As his heart opens to the truth, his hopes become a reality. Next time, Arise Guyver 1.